It's a fundamental choice, one that happens in a split second at the taco truck or in the grocery aisle. Corn or flour? Most people think the decision comes down to simple taste preference, but it's so much more than that. This isn't just a question of yellow versus white. It's a choice that defines the architecture of your meal, dictating texture, flavor, and how well your carefully crafted fillings hold up on the journey from plate to mouth. So let's settle the debate. Ingredients and process. At the heart of their differences are two entirely distinct grains and two very different ways of treating them. Let me explain. A traditional corn tortilla is a model of beautiful simplicity, made from just three things: corn, water, and a touch of salt. But the magic is in the corn itself. It's not just ground-up cornmeal, it's masa harina, which is made from corn that has undergone a process called nixtamalization. This ancient technique involves soaking the corn kernels in an alkaline solution, like lime water, which loosens the hulls and, more importantly, chemically transforms the corn. This process unlocks key nutrients like niacin, making them easier for our bodies to absorb. Flour tortillas, on the other hand, come from a different tradition. They are made from wheat flour, water, salt, and crucially, some form of fat, traditionally lard, but now often vegetable shortening or oil. Many recipes also include a leavening agent like baking powder. The gluten in the wheat flour, combined with the added fat, is what gives a flour tortilla its defining characteristics: its softness, its elasticity, and its strength. Texture and handling. Here's what matters when you're building your meal. The texture of a corn tortilla is firm, a little chewy, and has a grainier mouthfeel. Because it lacks gluten and has less fat, it's more delicate and can be prone to cracking or tearing, especially if it's cold or you try to overfill it. This is why authentic street tacos are often served on two small, stacked corn tortillas. It's for structural integrity. When heated properly on a hot, dry skillet, a corn tortilla becomes wonderfully fragrant and pliable, but its strength has its limits. A flour tortilla is the exact opposite. It's pillowy soft, smooth, and incredibly pliable. Thanks to the gluten and fat, you can bend it, fold it, and roll it tightly without much fear of it splitting open. This makes it the undisputed champion for holding large amounts of fillings. Its texture is less about providing a distinct graininess and more about being a soft, durable wrapper that contains the main event. It doesn't crisp up in the same way as corn. Instead, when heated, it puffs up slightly and becomes even softer and chewier. Typical sizes and forms. The physical form of each tortilla is a direct result of its texture and handling properties. Corn tortillas are almost always small, typically ranging from 4 to 6 inches in diameter. Their smaller size is practical. It helps maintain their structural integrity and makes them the perfect vessel for a few bites of filling, as seen in traditional tacos. Their sturdiness when fried also means they are the go-to base for tostadas, where a flat, crispy disc is piled high with toppings, and for chilaquiles, where tortilla triangles are simmered in salsa. Flour tortillas offer much more variety in size. You can find them in small, taco-sized versions, but they are more famous in their larger formats, ranging from 8 inches for fajitas and quesadillas to 12 inches or more for massive burritos and wraps. Their elasticity allows them to be stretched thin and wide without breaking, a feat that would be impossible for a corn tortilla. Flavor profile. The flavor of a corn tortilla is assertive and complex. It has a distinct, sweet, and earthy taste of toasted corn that comes directly from the masa harina. It's a flavor that doesn't just carry the fillings, it actively participates in the overall taste of the dish. It stands up beautifully to bold, bright flavors like cilantro, lime, onion, and spicy salsas. In many ways, the flavor of a good corn tortilla is as important as the filling itself. It provides a rustic, traditional foundation that tastes of its history. Flour tortillas have a much milder, more neutral flavor. The taste is subtly savory and slightly buttery, especially if made with lard. Its purpose isn't to compete with the fillings, but to complement them. This makes it a versatile canvas for a wider range of ingredients, from the seasoned ground beef in a Tex-Mex taco to the grilled chicken and peppers in a fajita. Because its flavor is less pronounced, it allows the ingredients inside to be the star of the show. Nutrition snapshot. When you put them head-to-head nutritionally, some clear patterns emerge. Corn tortillas are generally considered the healthier option across several key metrics. Because corn is a whole grain, they typically pack more fiber, which is great for digestion and feeling full. They are also significantly lower in calories, fat, and sodium. A typical corn tortilla has about half the calories of a similarly sized flour tortilla and a fraction of the fat because there's no lard or shortening added. They are also a good source of magnesium. Flour tortillas, due to the refined flour and added fat, are more calorie-dense and have a higher fat and sodium content. However, they do offer more protein and iron per serving. The conversation gets more interesting when you introduce whole wheat tortillas. A whole wheat flour tortilla closes the nutritional gap considerably, offering much more fiber than both standard flour and corn tortillas, making it a strong contender for the health-conscious person who still prefers a softer texture. But if we're comparing the classic versions, corn is the leaner choice. Dietary considerations. The most important dietary distinction is gluten. Corn is naturally gluten-free, which makes corn tortillas a safe and excellent choice for people with celiac disease or gluten sensitivity. You just need to ensure they are made in a facility that avoids cross-contamination with wheat products. This single factor makes them an essential staple in any gluten-free kitchen. Flour tortillas, being made from wheat, are loaded with gluten. It's the gluten that gives them their signature stretch and chewiness. Therefore, they are completely off-limits for anyone on a gluten-free diet. Even whole wheat tortillas contain gluten. There are no exceptions here. It's a hard line drawn by the core ingredient of each. Sodium and additives. This is a subtle but important point of comparison. Corn tortillas have a very clean ingredient list: corn, water, lime for nixtamalization, and maybe a pinch of salt. As a result, they are naturally very low in sodium. Store-bought flour tortillas are a different story. To achieve that pillowy softness and long shelf life, manufacturers often add not just fat and leavening agents, but also emulsifiers, dough conditioners, and a significant amount of sodium. The sodium content in a single flour tortilla can be hundreds of milligrams higher than in a corn tortilla, which is something to be mindful of if you're watching your intake. Use cases and best matches. Let's bring it all together into practical advice. Choose corn tortillas for dishes where you want an authentic, rustic flavor and a firmer bite. They are the non-negotiable choice for traditional street tacos, enchiladas, where they soften beautifully in the sauce, crispy taquitos, and chilaquiles. Their assertive corn flavor is the perfect partner for classic Mexican fillings like carnitas, barbacoa, and al pastor, which are often accompanied by simple, fresh toppings like onion, cilantro, and a squeeze of lime. Choose flour tortillas when you need size, strength, and flexibility. They are the essential component for burritos, quesadillas, fajitas, and any kind of wrap. Their soft texture and neutral flavor make them ideal for a wide range of cuisines beyond Mexican, including Tex-Mex and American-style wraps with fillings like turkey and avocado. If your dish is heavy, saucy, or needs to be tightly folded to contain its contents, the flour tortilla is unquestionably the right tool for the job. Shelf life and performance. In the kitchen, these two behave very differently over time. Corn tortillas tend to dry out and become brittle relatively quickly. They are best when fresh, and older ones almost always need to be reheated on a comal or skillet to restore their pliability. Storing them in a sealed bag helps, but their clock is always ticking. Flour tortillas, on the other hand, are built for longevity. The fat and additives help them stay soft and flexible for days or even weeks right out of the bag. They are far more forgiving and require less prep work to be usable, which is a major reason for their commercial popularity. Quick takeaway. Bottom line, the choice is functional. If you want a low-calorie, whole-grain, gluten-free option with an authentic, earthy flavor for classic tacos or frying, you want a corn tortilla. If you need a soft, strong, and pliable wrapper for a massive burrito, a cheesy quesadilla, or a convenient wrap, the flour tortilla is your answer. Neither is inherently superior. They are simply different tools for different and equally delicious jobs.